All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, just a quick intro. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for joining us tonight. And like I was saying, even if that you're a newbie, you are trying to transition into tech, or you are already in tech, or you are an aspiring, you've not even known which field you want to venture into in tech. Don't worry, WinTech is there for you, because this is a safe place for women to come together, to network, to collaborate, support one another towards our career goal, right? And like I said, men are also welcome to join our section, some of our section, not all, because the time will come when we want to discuss things around just for women, right? And when we are discussing such things, we just want to be, free to talk, and not having a man being there and the person will judge us and say, hey, why are they? No. So if you are a man in our midst, you are highly welcome. We are glad to have you, right? And if you are a lady or you are a woman and you are in our midst tonight, we are welcoming you and we say thank you for joining us tonight. And if you are not yet in our community, because we do have a community whereby we banter and we chat and discuss some relatable things. And if you are not in our community and you would want to join us and see what we are doing and also contribute towards your fellow woman's growth in terms of their career, of course, we are going to drop the link to fill up the form. It's free of charge. We are not charging you, but we want to be sure that you are a woman and you are also an aspiring person that wants to pivot into tech, or you are already in tech. So we are going to be dropping the link for you to join our community, right? And feel free, before 1 minute or thereabout, you are done with filling up the form. And of course, one of our team members will go ahead and add you into the group. And also, we have our social media handles. We have our LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have YouTube, Facebook, and also TikTok. So if you want to follow us on all those platforms, please go ahead and do that. And you are going to be grateful that you did so. All right? Are we ready for today's class? Are we ready? I want to hear some voice. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
We are ready.
I'm happy to hear that we all are ready. So I'm dropping the link in the chat. So everybody, if you've not joined us in our group, in our community, you will see a form for you to fill for membership, and you can as well join us, right? Okay, thank you so much, everyone. And again, I would like to know, where are you watching us from, right? Are you watching us from Canada? Can we drop in the chat? If you're in Canada, you are in Nigeria, you are in UK or US, drop it in the chat, and I'm going to see that as well as we are going forward, okay? So, like I said, okay, I'm seeing Canada, Calgary, okay? I'm seeing, Canada, I'm seeing UK, nice one. Let's keep them coming. Edmonton, yeah, UK, Lagos, Nigeria, nice one. Thank you, welcome. Happy to have you all. So, like I said, this class is going to be a practical one, right? And what it means is that you will need your laptop. Because it's a practical, you're going to need your laptop. So if you log in with your phone, it will be nice you join with your laptop, because you're going to be learning a lot of things, right? And how we are going to do it, in order not to make the section to be too rowdy, I'm going to mute everybody. If you have any question or there is anything you want to ask, you can use the reaction button. If you check below your Zoom, you're going to see reaction. You can use it and raise your hand. And at some point, I will stop and call you for you to ask your question, right? So we want it to be more like orderly. So we don't want any interruption from maybe background noise or something, all right? Thank you, everyone. So permit me, we are going to be starting just now, and permit me to welcome one of our Black Tech faculty who is going to be taking us on today's section. And I would appreciate if everyone will collaborate with him, as in work closely with him. Whatever he tells you to do, click on this, please. Click there, because you are not going to go wrong. All right. Join me to welcome Mr. Excel to take us on today's class. Thank you so much, Mr. Excel. We are happy to have you in our midst today. Good to have you.
Yeah, thank you. So good evening, everyone. So thank you for the privilege to be here tonight. So I'm so excited seeing a lot of women who want to learn data analytics. So it's a very good idea. So it's only the men that want to make 7 figures. So the women should also make 7 figures too, also, so that they can also support the husband financially. Okay, all right. It's a good idea to pivot into tech. So today we are going to start with Microsoft Excel. So we want to learn some of the tools for data analytics, and Excel is the foundation for data analytics. So once you understand Excel, you'll be able to understand the other tools for data analytics. So I beg of you, I will need your attention to be 100%, your focus to be 100% too, so that you can get value from today's class. So we are going to introduce us to how to use Microsoft Excel for data analytics. So if you are ready for the class, just type ready in the comment box. I want to see your energy to be 100%. So if you are ready, so just type ready in the comment box. I want to see your comment, everybody. So if you have the Excel file and you are ready for the class, so type ready in the comment box so that we can start the class shortly. Okay, all right, I'm seeing your comments. So if you are ready for me, so just type ready. Samuel is ready. Bukola, Adenike, Mulika, okay, good one. Okay, fine. So if you have the Excel file, so just open the Excel file because we're using the Excel file I sent to you.
Okay,
So I'm going
Mr. Excel, I'm going to be sharing that in the WhatsApp, in the comments. So everyone, there is a file I'm going to share in the comments. So once you click on it on the chat, I will drop it on the chat. Click on it and then you open it. All right.
Okay. Yeah, let me wait for them. So just pick the Excel file in the comment box so that we can have the Excel file for the training. So I'll give you like 3 minutes so that you can do that, so that we'll start immediately.
One moment, please.
Okay, no problem. Take your time.
Thank you. All right, so just give me a moment, please.
Okay.
So, okay.
Or do you want me to share it myself?
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm trying to share that.
Okay,
Yeah, if
okay.
you can, that is fine. If you can share
Okay,
it
let me quickly share with them.
in the chat,
Okay,
that would be fine.
okay. So everyone, I'm sharing it through the Zoom chat. You can pick it up immediately.
Are you able?
It's not allowing me. I'm not seeing my system.
Don't worry. That's what I'm equally trying to do right here.
Okay.
Sorry guys.
Because that's what I was calling for.
So just click on it to download it quickly.
Are we all good? If you are done downloading, say done.
We are not done. It's asking us to log in into WeTransfer. Do we need to do that?
Just click on
find the
no
download.
thanks. Click on download transfer. Click on no thanks. So you can just download
No
quickly.
thanks. Okay.
So just click on no thanks. So just click on download.
Mr. Excel, can you resend it again? Because some people might be joining now.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I've sent it the fourth time. So check the link quickly. So if you're asking to register, just click on no thanks. I have to take it to the download directly.
Okay, no
so
thanks.
click on the download. Yes. So if you have downloaded yours, just type yes in the comment box. I need your response so that we can be active in the class quickly.
Yes.
Sandra, have you downloaded your? Okay. What about James?
Are we all good?
Almost
For me,
there.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
How many yeses can we see?
Yes, I'm done.
Good.
For me, Adiboye, it's very simple. Click on that link and click on no thanks to download the from WeTransfer.
Sorry, I'm unable to download on this computer. So I'm asking if they can send it to my email address. The file itself, not a link, so that I can download the file itself. So I will send you my email if you don't mind, please.
But that will be after this class.
You can copy the link and just send to yourself.
Yes, copy. That's what I wanted to say. Copy it and send it to yourself.
Exactly what I did.
Awesome.
Just copy the link and send it to yourself, like they said. So that is faster. Okay, all right. So let's start the class.
Mr. Excel, please, before you go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. So once I do that, unmute yourself.
Okay.
You can unmute now.
Okay, all right. So as I'm taking the class, if you have any question, you use the emoji to raise up your hand. I will call you to ask your question. So we have to be orderly so that when you are watching the video, you're able to also get value from the video. So whenever you have any question, so just use the emoji to raise up your hand. So I will call you so you ask your question. So please follow me for like 1 hour, 30 minutes. So like I said, I need your attention. I need your focus to be 100%. Okay, I'm sharing my screen now. So my name is Akerele Oluwashogo, popularly known as Mr. Excel. So I'm a data analyst, also a trainer. So I've trained a lot of people on data analytics, like over 500,000 people, both online and physical classes. So I'll be taking through the Excel tonight. Okay, all right. So like you know that Excel is the foundation of data analytics. So one thing I've come to discover is that everybody knows Excel on their CV. So if I check your CV now, it's always there. Proficiency in Microsoft Office, because you know that's what HR is looking for. So you put it on your CV. So until you take Excel test, before you now discover that you don't really know Excel. Most time when you are going for an interview, they can ask you that on the scale of 1 to 10, that you should rate yourself on Excel. That is a killer question. Most time people rate themselves very high, 9 over 10. I've seen 10 over 10 before. So after taking the test, she scored 2 over 10 in the test. So she said she wanted to see me and explain why she scored 2 over 10 in the test. So the normal excuse is that because she's used to the old version of Excel. You know, whether you are using the 2013 version of the Excel, 27, 2010, or 2016 or 2019, Excel is Excel. You understand I'm saying now? So we don't have room for explanation. So what you need to know is to understand how you can use Excel to analyze your data. So an HR manager expects you to have the knowledge of the Microsoft Excel, because your reporting will be on Excel, not on the A4 paper. So today we are going to be learning how to use some of Excel function and formulas. So if you look at my screen now, you can see the first worksheet I have here is called the Excel interface. So quickly on your screen, I want you to press Control N, Control and letter N together. So Control N means Control New. Press Control and letter N together, so which means Control New. So Control N means it's a shortcut to open a new workbook in Excel. It's called Control New. When you press Control key and your letter N for Nigeria. So that's a shortcut to open a new workbook. So what you are seeing on your screen now is a workbook. This is an Excel workbook. So as we all know that inside the workbook, we have worksheets. Inside the workbook, there are worksheets. So depending on your version of the Excel that you are using, if you are using the old version of the Excel from 27 to 2010, you should have 3 worksheets open by default. Sheet 1, Sheet 2, Sheet 3. That means your version is old version of the Excel. But if you are using the recent version of the Excel from 2013 above, you should have a single worksheet open by default. So the question is, how many worksheets do we have inside the workbook? How many worksheets do we have inside the workbook? So we have 255 worksheets inside a workbook. So there are 255 worksheets inside a workbook. So now if I need another worksheet now, I'll click on this, my plus sign. It will give me sheet 2. If I click on the plus sign again, it will give me sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5, sheet 6 until I get to 255. So when you get to 255, you need to open another workbook now. So don't forget that we have 255 worksheets inside a workbook. So as we all know that Microsoft Excel is divided into rows and columns. Excel is divided into rows and columns. So which one is the row and which one is the column? I'm going to explain it. So our rows are horizontal. Rows are horizontal and they are indicated by numbers. We use number to indicate rows in the Excel. So rows are horizontal and they are indicated by numbers. So look at my screen. These are rows. Can you see now horizontal? Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, downward like that in the Excel. So while your columns are vertical, and they are indicated by alphabet. We use alphabet to indicate columns in the Excel. So these are your columns, column A, column B, column C, column D, like that in the Excel. So the question is, how many rows and how many columns do we have in the Excel? In the Excel, we have 1,048,576 rows in the Excel. That's the number of rows that we have in the Excel. 1,048,576. If you now want to confirm to know that if it's the same number of rows that we have in the Excel, so this is what you're going to do for me and everybody. Press your control and your downward arrow key. Everybody look at your keypad. You have a downward arrow. So press your downward arrow, control downward arrow key, control key and your downward arrow. Look towards your left-hand side. You'll see the total number of rows. Look at my cursor on the left-hand side. So control downward arrow will take you to the end of your worksheet. If you look at the number, I can see 1,048,576. That's the total number of rows that we have in the Excel. So if you now want to go back to the beginning of your worksheet, let's press our control upward arrow. So those arrow keys are for navigation. You can see we have the leftward arrow, we have the rightward, we have the downward, and we have the upward arrow. So those arrow key is make your work to be easier when you are navigating your Excel worksheet. So how many columns do we have in the Excel? We have 16,384 columns in the Excel. That's the number of columns that we have in the Excel. 16,384 columns in the Excel. So the intersection between the column and the row is called a cell. The intersection between the column and the row is called a cell. Intersection between the column and the row is called a cell. So all these boxes, they are called cells in the Excel, cells. So how many cells do we have in the Excel? When you multiply the number of columns with your number of rows, so you see the total number of cells that we have in the Excel. So this is the total number of cells that we have in the Excel. So it's very massive. So it's 17 billion 179,869,184. 17,179,869,184. So you can see it's very massive. Now you can type over 17 billion data on the Excel worksheet. So if someone volunteer to pay you 1 million Canadian dollars per day, that should be typing on the Excel per day, you can't finish, you die, because it's very massive. You understand now? If I promise to give you 1 million Canadian dollar that should be typing on Excel per day, you can't finish it, you die, because we have over 17 billion cells in a particular worksheet. So quickly, Microsoft Excel use a button. We call those buttons tab ribbons or ribbons. That's the button used by Excel. They are called tab ribbons or ribbons, depending on how you pronounce it. So those tab ribbons, they are 7 in numbers. They are always on your screen. I'll just name them out. The first tab is called the Home tab. If you look at your Excel, you can see you have the Home tab. We also have the Insert. So we have our Page Layout tab. So we have our page layout. So those tab ribbons are, they are on top of our Excel screen. We have the Formula tab. After page layout, we have our Formula tab. After the Formula, we have Data. We have the Review tab. And the last one is called the View tab. So by default, there are 7 in numbers. We call them ribbon tabs or tab ribbons, depending how you pronounce it. So these are the buttons we use to navigate our Excel environment. So under each of these tabs, under each of the tabs, you now have groups. So there are groups under each of the tab. Under the groups, you now have commands that you can use. So don't forget, under each of these tabs, there are groups, and under the groups, there are various commands. So those tab ribbons, they are the button used to navigate your Excel environment, just like the way you have your button on your phone, where you have your gallery, your file, your contact on the phone, the same way on the Excel too. So these are the buttons we use to navigate our Excel environment. So quickly, guys, let's go to our Home tab. Be on the Home tab quickly. Let's be on the Home tab. So under the Home tab, look at my screen, please. The first group under the Home tab is called the Clipboard group. That's the first group. It's called the Clipboard. You can see the Clipboard group. So the name of the groups are written below, Clipboard. So under the Clipboard group, I have various commands like my cut. This is a command. If I put my cursor on that cut, you see Control X. Excel will only give you the shortcut. So the best way to understand Excel is to read whatever you are clicking on. So you don't need to cram Excel. Just see Excel like a car. You don't cram how to drive a car. You understand where you have your accelerator, where you have your brake and your dashboard. The same thing with the Excel too. So you can see the first command under the clipboard is called cut. We have the copy, which is Control C. We have the paste, which is the Control V, and we have the format painter. That's the first group. Look at the second group under the home, which is called the font group. So the name of the groups are written below. So under the font, I have my bold, which is Control B. I have my italics, which is Control I. So each of these buttons have their own shortcut. Whenever you are working on Excel, make sure that you are reading whatever you are clicking on the Excel. We also have the alignment group where you can align your text to the left, to the center, to the right. So these are called ribbon tabs in the Excel. So we are going to be using some of this tab during the course of the training. So quickly, I want you to press your control and semicolon. So tell me what you have in the chat box. So press control and semicolon. This is what we call semicolon. This symbol is called semicolon. So tell me your answer after you press the control semicolon. This is the symbol for control semicolon. This symbol. Tell me what you have in the chat box quickly. Press your control and semicolon. Tell me what you have in the chat box quickly. Guys, I'm expecting your response, please. So you press Control key and the semicolon all together. Tell me what you have on your screen via the chat box. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, Nika. Okay, date. Yeah, thank you. Good. Good. So control semicolon is a shortcut to get the current date in the Excel. It's a shortcut to get the current date in Excel. So you pick from your system date, which is give it today's date. So if your system date is incorrect and you press that shortcut, you also get incorrect dates. You understand now? So when you press control semicolon, it gives you the current date. It gives you the current date. So let's look at another shortcut quickly. Let's press Control, Shift, and semicolon. You are pressing three keys together now. Control, Shift, and semicolon. Control, Shift, and semicolon. Tell me what you have in the comment box quickly. So tell me what you have. Time. Angela said time. Please, I want your response. I want this class to be interactive. You understand now? So tell me what you have if you press Control, Shift, and semicolon. So thank you. Miriam said time. Okay, good. Okay, you can respond to the whole class. Just hold on.
Mr. Excel, leave it that way.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So let's move on. So that's a shortcut for date and time in the Excel. So that's a shortcut for date and time in the Excel. So apart from this shortcut, you can also use a function to get date and time in the Excel. So the question is, what is a function? What is a function? A function is an inbuilt formulas in the Excel. A function is an inbuilt formulas in the Excel. A function is an inbuilt formula in Excel, inbuilt formula. So these are the formula we use in the Excel. We call them function. So in Excel, we have over 477 functions in the Excel. We have over 477 functions in the Excel. So before you can call yourself an Excel expert or an Excel guru, you must know at least 20 functions that you can use in the Excel. So before you call yourself an Excel expert or Excel guru, Excel super users, whatever name you want to give to yourself in the Excel, you must know at least 20 functions in the Excel. When I'm asking to know 20 functions, I'm not asking to cram those 20 functions. So you must know when to combine those functions, when to use them, and when not to use those functions. So please note that every functions, every calculation in Excel must always start with equal symbol. Every function, every calculation in Excel must always start with your equal symbol. When you type equal symbol in the Excel, you are simply telling Excel that you want to use calculations or you want to use a function. So quickly, let's learn how to use function for date and time in the Excel. So please type with me, everybody. Type your equal symbol and type today. There's a function called today in the Excel, today function. When you type the word today, the function will pop out in a blue box. You have the function popping out in a blue box. All you need to do is to double click on that blue box. You put your cursor on that blue box and click on it twice to open the function. You now see bracket open. That means you have opened the function. So you press enter. It will give you the current date. So I'm taking it again. So you type your equal symbol and you now type today. So today is the function that will give you the current date in the Excel instead of checking your calendar. So when you type today, it will pop out in a blue box. So put your cursor on that blue box, double click on it twice. You see bracket open. That means you have opened the function. So you press enter. You have the current date in the Excel. So this function is quite different from the shortcut. So assuming this is your report now and you save the report, by tomorrow, if you open the report, this date will update by himself. So by tomorrow, it will change to 11 of November 2023 all by himself because it's a function. So functions are dynamic while your shortcut is constant. So because it's a function, it keep on changing by himself every blessed day. So let's look at the function for time. You type your equal symbol and type now, NOW. That's the function for date and time. This one will give you date and time. So double click on that blue box also. You see bracket open. So you press your enter. You should have date and time together. So this one is also dynamic. As you are working now, your time will be changing by tomorrow, your date will change. So don't forget that functions are dynamic while shortcuts are constant. So that's the function for date and time in the Excel. So let's go back to our Excel workbook. Let's be on our view tab quickly. Everybody be on your view tab. Click on your view tab, view. Let's be on the view tab. Look at my cursor. I'm on the view tab. So under the view tab, you now come to a button called switch window. That's the second to the last button on your right hand side. Please look at my cursor. That's the second to the last button on the right hand side. Click on the switch window. So that switch window, what switch window does is that it will show you, or it will list how many workbook that you have opened today. It will list all the workbook that you have opened. So click back on this Microsoft Excel black text. It will now take you back to the Excel file that we are going to use for the training. So let me share that back to the screen so that we'll be on the same page. So this is what we are using for the training. So the one that I did was just a little recap on the basic of the Excel. So I've explained the Excel interface for us. I've explained the number of rows and the number of columns that we have in the Excel. So let's move to the second worksheet, which is called the advanced sorting and filtering. So we want to learn how to sort data in the Excel. So the question is, what is sorting? What do you understand by the word sorting? Sorting means when you arrange your data in a particular order, it's called sorting. Rearranging data in a particular order is called sorting in the Excel. When you arrange your data in a particular order, we call it sorting in the Excel. So everybody sorts, even farmers. When they are moving their product from the farm to the market, they sort it. They put the ripe one on top of the unripe so that it won't get compressed. On getting to the market, they also sort it. Their products, they put the ripe products in one basket, the unripe on the another basket. Something like plantain, banana, mangoes, tomatoes. So the same thing at home too. During the weekend, you sort your wardrobe too. You put your office wear in one part of the wardrobe, your casual wear in one part, your Sunday wears on one part of the wardrobe. Why are we doing that? Is because of orderliness. The same thing with Excel too. You can also sort your data. Like I said, sorting means rearranging data in a particular order. So in Excel, we can sort text. If your data is in a text like alphabet. So when you are sorting text in the Excel, you are sorting in alphabetical order. So text like employee name is a text, letters. Department is a text. Status is a text. So you sort them in alphabetical order. So when your data is in a text, there are two ways that you can sort your text in the Excel. The first way is A to Z. A to Z means ascending order. That's the first method. It's called ascending order based on alphabet. So that means all the names that start with letter A will come first. Letter B, letter C, letter D, like that. It's called ascending order. You can also sort your text in what we call Z to A. Z to A means descending order based on alphabet, descending orders. That means all the names that start with letter Z, they will come first. We call it descending order. If your data is in numbers, you can also sort numbers in two ways too. You can sort number from smallest to largest. That's the first method of sorting numbers. So that means all the smallest number will appear first. That smallest to largest is called A to Z also. It's still ascending order. You can also sort number from largest to smallest. That means all the largest number will come first, which is the same thing as Z to A, descending order. So if your data is in a date, you can also sort dates. Date like date of birth, the hiring date, procurement date. You can also sort your data if you are doing, you want to know the oldest staff in your organization or the newest staff in the organization. So you need to sort the data you employ those staff. So when you are sorting dates, you sort it in two ways. You can sort it from oldest to newest. Oldest to newest, which is the same thing as A to Z, or you can sort it from newest to oldest. So which is the same thing as Z to A. Okay, let's put into practice now. Let's look at this, our data. We have the employee name, we have the department, we have the status of each of the employee, we have the hire date when we employ them, we have the number of years they spent, we have their salary, their job rating, the new salary. So let's say the question asks you that you sort this employee name in ascending order. Let's say you are going for an interview. They just ask you that arrange this employee name in ascending order. This is what you are going to do. Let's click on the employee name. Just click anywhere on that column A that contains the employee name. So just click anywhere on the column A that contains the employee name. Once you have clicked on that column A that you want to sort, go to your data tab. Let's be on our data tab. Data tab. Under the data tab, you see a group called sort and filter. That's the name of the group. That group is called sort and filter. So the question says that we should arrange the name in ascending order. So under the sort and filter group, you now click on this A to Z with downward arrow. Please look at my cursor. Click on this A to Z with downward arrow. So click on it. You can see now it will arrange the employee name for you in alphabetical order. So in the comment box, tell me the first employee name there quickly. After you have clicked on A to Z, so tell me the first employee name quickly. Okay, thank you, Abba James. Thank you, Olushi. Okay, thank you, guys. Inika, you're following me. So the first employee name is Abba James. Good, that's a good one. So you can see when you saw the employee name, every other column too will also be arranged, because when it's giving you the about James, it must also give you the department of that guy. That means all the other column will also be arranged alongside the employee name to make your data to be logical, because it will not make sense for him to sort the employee name and the other column are not rearranged too. It will give you wrong information for each employee. So you can see when you saw the employee name column, every other column was also sorted alongside too. About James is in quality assurance department. It's a full-time staff, and we employed the person 1st of January 2000, and this person has spent 23 years. You can see when you saw the employee name, every other column was also arranged alongside. Let's resort it again. Let's sort the name in descending order now, Z to A. Click back anywhere on the employee name. Go to the sort and filter group and click on the Z to A. You can see the first name there now is Zimmerman Julian, and the person is in quality control department. You can see every other column changes alongside too. That's how to sort our data in the Excel. So let's go and sort the salary column now. Let's assume the question says that who is collecting the highest salary in the organization? Who is collecting salary in the organization? Just click anywhere on the salary column. So you don't need to cram anything on the Excel. If you don't know which button to use, put your cursor on this A to Z without clicking on it. Look at what Excel is saying now. It says sort smallest to largest. That means this A to Z means smallest to largest. If I put my cursor on this Z to A, it will show me sort largest to smallest. This is what we call screen tips in the Excel. Excel will only give you the information. So the question says that who is collecting the highest salary in the organization? That means we are going to sort it from largest to smallest. So I click on the Z to A. So you can see the largest salary is 89,780. And who is collecting that salary is Tranchard. You can see Tranchard is the highest earner in the organization. So if the question also says that who is collecting the least salary or the smallest salary in the organization, I'll click back on the salary column and I'll now go and pick on the A to Z. Click on the A to Z. So A to Z means smallest to largest. You can see the least salary is 89,892. And who is collecting that salary? Dickerson Lincoln. You can see that's how to sort data in the Excel. It's very simple as ABC. So sorting means rearranging data in a particular order. So let's look at filter quickly. We want to learn how to use filter. We call it filtering in the Excel. So filtering is used to search for data based on criteria. Filtering is used to search for data based on criteria. For example, now I just tell Sandra that Sandra, give me the report on IT staff that are full-time and people that were employed 2010. That was my instruction to Sandra, that Sandra, I need you to give me information about the full-time staff that in IT department and people that were employed 2010. So I don't expect Sandra to be scanning through this report for me. I want Sandra to use filter button to filter that report based on the criteria specified. Like I said filtering is used to search for data based on criteria. The first thing I'm going to do now is this. I will click anywhere on my data. Once I click anywhere on the data, I'll go back to the data tab. Under the sort and filter group, you will now see this filter button. The button looks like a funnel. Click on that funnel, it's called filter button. You can see when I click on that funnel, I will have this drop down arrow beside each of the column. That's what we call filter button in the Excel. So if you want to remove the filter button, click on the funnel again to remove the filter button. But if I'm not clicking on the button and I want to use a shortcut, this is how I'm going to do. I'll click back anywhere on the data and I will press Control Shift L. L for Lagos. That's a shortcut for filter. Control plus Shift key plus letter L. So L for Lagos. So Control Shift L is a shortcut for filter. Control Shift and letter L. So if you want to remove the filter again, press the same shortcut, Control Shift L. It will also take off the filter button. So like I said, you don't need to cram any shortcut. Put your cursor on the filter button, that funnel, without clicking on it. Excel will display the shortcut on top. Look at the shortcut on top. Control Shift L. This is what we call screen tips on the Excel. So quickly, let's put our filter button now. Remember what I'm looking for. I'm looking for IT staff that are full-time and people that are employed 2010. That was what I wanted her to give me, the report for IT, full-time, and people that were employed 2010. So this is what I'm going to do now. I will now go to where I have my department. I'll click on the drop-down arrow beside the department, which is called the filter button. So instead of scrolling manually, looking for IT, you will now see a search box. So inside this search box, I will now type IT. So when I type the IT there, it will quickly streamline my search. So I will say IT. So the first thing I'm going to do is to uncheck select all search results. Uncheck this select all search results so that all the boxes can be blank. You now pick your own criteria. You check IT because you are looking for IT. So you click on OK. You can see it will filter IT for you. Look at it now. You're only seeing IT under the department. If you look at the drop down arrow, the symbol have changed. It's no more a drop down arrow again. So when you see a symbol like this, it's showing you that that column have been filtered. That means you have other information in that column. So the second criteria I gave to Sandra is that this IT staff, they must be a full-time staff. I will now go to my status. I click on the drop down arrow beside the status. I uncheck select all. I'll check full-time and I'll click on OK. You can see you have IT full-time now. So the last instruction I gave to Sandra is that this IT full-time, they must be people that we employed 2010. So I'll now go to my state, my higher dates rather. Under the higher dates, I click on the drop-down arrow. I'll check select all. I'll check 2010 and I'll click on OK. You can see now. So this report your boss is looking for people in IT full-time and people that we employ 2010. You can see. So there, how many are these? So there should be, there are 5 in numbers. So these are the people that met the criteria: IT staff, full-time, and people that we employ 2010. So if you want to clear it, you click on this button, you come back to this, your sort and filter, you now see a button called clear. So clear means you are seeing back the full information while your filter button is entered. So quickly, I'm going to run through this one again quickly. So we have put our filter button. How do you get your filter button? You press your Control Shift L. So we are looking for people in IT, full-time, and people that were employed 2010. I'm taking it again for the last time. You come to your department, click on the drop-down arrow there. You now, so instead of scrolling manually, looking for IT, you have this search box. You now type IT inside the search box. It will now streamline the search so that you quickly see the IT. So the first thing to do is to uncheck select all search results. so that all the boxes can be blank. I will pick IT and I will click on OK. So I will see IT all through. This symbol will change. It's not more a drop down. Whenever I see a symbol like this, it's telling that that place, that column have been filtered. That means you have other information there. That's what it means. So the next thing you are going to do for me is to go to the status. Because I'm looking for full time, I'll click on the drop down arrow. I will uncheck select all. I will check full time and I will click on OK. I will see IT full time. The last criteria is people that were employed 2010. I'll go to the higher date, uncheck, I click on the drop down arrow, uncheck select all. I will check 2010 and I click on OK. You can see that these are the 5 people that met the criteria. So if you want to clear it, you'll see a clear button beside here, clear. So you see the full information. So quickly, let's do this class work for me in less 1 minute. So 5 people in manufacturing department contracts. How many are they? So tell me the answer in the comment box. Manufacturing contracts. So filter out people in manufacturing department that are contract staff. So tell me your answer through the comment box quickly. So I want to know the farthest finger. Angela, they are not 8. Manufacturing contract. Manufacturing contract. That means you are looking at 2 criteria there. People in manufacturing department that are contract staff. Miriam, your answer is too large. So your answer you should have 48. So filter out manufacturing. You're not going to filter out contract staff. Miriam, that's how you're going to do it. So here we try it again quickly. Bukola, what do you? Bukola is not 6. Angela, the answer is not 6. Clear the filter first. So you only filter manufacturing contract for me. You should get 48 people. Okay, if you got the answer, Gladys.
Sorry, can
Okay,
you hear me?
Bukola. Elizabeth, okay, correct. Okay, good. This is what I asked you to do quickly. So this is what I asked you to do. Look at my screen. You go to your department. You uncheck. You just type manufacturing here to search. We don't need to type it in full. You just uncheck select all. Check manufacturing. Click on OK. You can say manufacturing all through. You now come to your status. Click on the drop down arrow. Uncheck select all. Check contract. And click on OK. So to know how many people, look at my cursor now. Move your cursor down. Look at my cursor. Look at the direction of my cursor. Look at the direction. On this left-hand side here, you should have 48 out of 741 record found. On the left-hand side, look at my cursor again. This left-hand side here, you should have 48 out of 741 record found. That means 48 people. Okay, Rachel, you are seeing it now, right? Because I'm looking at your direction of your head. So it's showing that 48 people met the criteria. That means 48 people are manufacturing staff. They are in contract. If you are an HR, you need to understand this is what we call HR analytics. You can ask that how many manufacturing staff do we have that are contract staff. That means you should know that information offhand. So that's how to use sorting and filtering in the Excel. So let's go to the next worksheet, which is called data separation. So this problem is peculiar to HR and admin, mostly people that deal with people's data. We call it people analytics. You understand? Sometimes we have this issue on the Excel. When you are trying to get information from staff, like the Zoom link they gave you this night, you have the first name and the last name there. You understand? So if you download it now, you can have the name together on a single column like this. But I want the name to be on 2 separate columns. I want first name to be in 1 column. I want my last name to be in another column. So I've been to a company before. So the company told me that whenever they have this issue on the Excel, what they used to do that they would divide the work. For example, if they are like 1 million data, then they will divide the work. One stack can do like 100,000. That means you are doing manually. So this is what they used to do manually. Don't do it, just look at my screen. They will copy like this. Don't just do it, just look at me the way I'm doing it. They will copy and paste. They will now cut. They will cut Timothy from it. Look at it now. They will come here again, copy and paste. They will now cut out Alexin. Imagine that you have like 1 million data. That means you are going to spend like 5 hours. You can even miss your lunch. You understand? And that means you are very busy, right? Like I tell people that because you are busy does not mean you are very productive. You understand now? You can be very busy but not productive. So if you are doing this manually, like you have like 1 million data, that means you spend 4 hours doing this, you will miss your lunch. If I ask you, okay, what have you been doing this morning, since morning? Say, so I've been working on this data, I'm doing data separation. And this thing can be done less than a minute in the Excel. So that's why Excel is used for efficiency and productivity in the office. So I'm going to undo this and tell you a better way of doing it. So there are two methods of separating our data in the Excel. The first one is called test to column. We call it test to column wizard. That's the first method of separating data in the Excel. It's called test to column wizard. So it's one of the village people in the Excel. The one we call village people in Nigeria is called test to column wizard. So the second method is called flash fill. That's the second method of separating our data. It's called flash fill. So before we use the test to column, we are going to look at the data and ask ourselves that what separators do we use to separate the data when we are typing it? In this example, we use comma and space as our separator here. You can see comma and space is our separators. So in Excel, separators are called delimiters in the Excel. So in Excel, separators are called delimiters in the Excel. Separators are called delimiters in the Excel, delimiters, which can be a comma, it can be space, it can be semicolon, it can be a column. So whatever you use to separate your data in the Excel is called delimiters. So in this our example now, comma and space is the separators here that we use to separate this data. So after you know your separators, the next thing to do is to select all the data. This is how you select all your data at once in the Excel. So click on that Alex and Timothy first, which is your first data. Click on the Alex and Timothy. You will now press Control Shift and downward arrow key. Press your Control Shift downward arrow, everybody. So Control Shift downward arrow means select all. It's meant to select all. Let me take it again. Click on the Alex and Timothy. You press Control Shift downward arrow. It means to select all. Control Shift downward arrow means select all. So after you have highlighted or selected all the data, the next thing you are going to do is to come back to your data tab. Let's be on our data tab. Data. Under the data tab, you will see a group called data tools. That's after the sort and filter group. That's your next group. Data tools group. On that data tools group, you will now see the button. Look at the button, test to column. My cursor is on that button. Look at the button here, test to column. So click on that button, test to column. So it's called test to column wizard, step 1 to 3. Let me cancel it and go back and take it again. So I've highlighted my data. Go to your data tab. You'll be on this data tools group. Look at my cursor on the group and look at the command. It's called test to column command here. Test to column is a command. It will not give you what we call test to column wizard, step 1 to 3. So because it's a wizard, you know that you are coming with a problem. You understand? And look at what the wizard is saying now. He said the test wizard has determined that your data is delimited from the word delimiter. That's the past tense because of that separators. So you're using word delimited. So I is now asking you that, Sandra, if this is correct, choose next, but or your data, and it's picking delimited for you now because of that separator. That's why I pick delimited. So and it will now show you the preview of your data. This is how your data look like initially. So you click next. Click on next quickly. Once you click next, it will not tell you that here you need to pick your own separators. What you have on that data as your separator. So look at your data preview. As you are picking your separators, your data will be separating gradually. So I will check comma because I have comma in that data. So I will check comma. You can see immediately I check comma. Look at what happened. It's separating it for me gradually. I will check space. It will remove all the spaces there. So I will now click on show me my data preview. That this is how my result will look. I will now click finish. I will click on OK. It will now separate it for me at once. So click on finish and click on OK. You can see if you have 1 million data, it will separate the data for you at once. So if there are 3 names, it will be in 3 different columns. So let's take it again, everybody. I want you to press Ctrl Z, everybody, to undo. Ctrl Z means to undo, so that you can have your data back together. Just press Ctrl Z and let's run it again for the last time. I have this problem on the Excel. Data being typed together on the same column, the first name and the last name being typed together, and I want to separate it to be on 2 different columns. So the first thing I'm going to do, you click on the first data, the Alexin Timothy, and you press Ctrl Shift downward arrow to highlight it downward. Ctrl Shift downward arrow means to select downward. You now go to your data tab. Under the data tools group, and you click on your text to column. It will now bring out the text to column dialog box. It's called text to column wizard, step 1 to 3. So you click next. So on this place, because you just finished using it, that's why your comma and space is still being checked. But by default, nothing will be checked here. You are going to pick your own separator that you use within the data. So I will check my comma, I will check the space that I use, and I will click next, and I will click finish, and I will click on OK for me on 2 different columns. So if there are 3 names, it will be on 3 different columns. You can see it's faster than you doing this and cut. So that's how to separate our data using the text to column. So we are going to look at the second method by using what we call flash fill. So be on the next worksheet. So I call it data separation using flash fill. So I want to look at the second method by using what we call flash fill. So this flash fill is faster and quicker than the text to column. It's less than a minute. You have your data being separated. So before you can use the flash fill, you must have the higher version of the Excel from 2013 above. That means your Excel must be Excel 2013 and above. That means you must have 2013 version, 2016, 2019, or if you are using Office 365. But if you have lower version of the Excel, sorry, you won't be able to use the flash fill. But don't worry, just look at the way we are doing it. So if you have Office 365, so these are the version that the flash fill works on. So look up. So I have the 2 names like this. So I want my first name. I want all my first name to be Timothy, Sonia, Tixin, Dan, Robert, Michael, Daniel, Williams, Polly, downward. And I want all my last name to be Alexin, Advarado, Adexin, Andrews, Anthony, Ashley, and downward like that. So this is what I'm going to do for the Excel. So everybody type with me. Under the first name, I will type the first example, Timothy. So when you are using flash fill, you are not using any formula. All you need to do is to type the first example for Excel. I'll type Timothy. I press enter. So what you are going to do now, you are going to press Ctrl E, E for egg. Everybody press Ctrl E, E for egg. You have all your data at once. You can see it's very fast when you press Ctrl E. So I have all my first name. So I want to separate the last name now. I'll go to the last name and I'll type the first example for the last name. I'll type Alexin. Please make sure the spelling is correct. Alexin is double L. I'll press enter and I'll press Ctrl E. You can see you have all your example at once. So this is quicker. So we call it flash fill. So this flash fill, there are 15 ways to use the flash fill. But I'm going to show you 2 tonight. You understand? No, this is not a paid training. I'm going to show you 2. But when you register for a full training, you learn everything that you need to know. So I'm going to undo. Let's undo now. Let's Ctrl Z to undo quickly. You can also use this flash fill to change the case of your text. Let's assume that I want the name to be in capital letter. So this is what I'm going to do for me. Type that Timothy in capital letter, everybody. Type it in uppercase, Timothy in uppercase. Press your Ctrl E. You have everything in capital letter. So go to the last name, type Alexin in capital letter 2. Press Ctrl E. You press enter and press Ctrl E. You have everything in capital letter. So that means you can also use your flash fill to change the case of your text. You can see it's quicker and it's faster. So if you are clear with this, just type clear in the comment box quickly. So I need your response if you be following me. So if you are clear with the flash view, type clear. Thank you, Bukola. Guys, I need your response quickly if you are clear. Okay, thank you guys. Some people that have been following. Okay, all right. So let's go to the next worksheet, which is called flash view also. No, I told you that there are 15 ways that you can use the flash view. You can also use the flash view to join your text together. You can also use the flash view to join your text together. So look at these names now. Look at these three names. They are in 3 different columns. Mark, Baker, and initial T dot. Now I want to join them together in the Excel. You know, the method that we use mostly is to use what we call concatenate. For some people that they understand basic Excel, there's something we call concatenate. Is a function that we can use to join our text together. We also have what we call ampersand. This is another method of joining text together. And we have flash view. So we have text join. So these are the 4 methods of joining text together in the Excel. Ampersand, that symbol, you normally called and. The full name is called ampersand. The one you normally call and. The full name is called ampersand. Ampersand, that's the full name. You can find that and sign on your key 7. Everybody look at your key 7. You see that symbol is on key 7. So the full name is called ampersand. Ampersand, you understand? So now we want to learn how to use flash view to join our text together. So I'm still going to take you on ampersand and concatenate. But let's look at the flash view. Now I have this, my data is already separated on 3 different columns. But now I want to join them together to be on a single column. This is another problem again in the Excel that you need to learn how to solve. So this is what you're going to do. You type the first example for Excel. How you want the name to be joined together. I will type Mark. Let's say I want the name like this, Mark. I want the initial to be at the middle, T dot, space bar, and I type Baker. So this is my first example now. So you press enter and press Ctrl E. You have the name joined together for you. Very simple as ABC. So let me take it again. So when you are using flash view, you just type the first example for Excel without stressing yourself. So just type the first example, how you want the name to be joined together. Let us know I want the name to be like this first. I want the initial to come first, T dot. I want it to be Baker, and I want it to be Mark. Can you see down? You type the first example, you press enter, and you now press Ctrl E. It will join all the name for you the way you want it. Once you type the first example, Excel will take over the other example for you. So we call it flash view. So it's quicker. So that means you can use your flash view to separate data. I've taught you that. You can use flash view to join your data together, and you can use flash view to change the case of your text. Maybe you want it to be in capital letter. You understand now? That's how to use flash view to join text together in the Excel. So if you are clear with this, type clear in the comment box quickly. I need your response. So if you are clear, type clear in the comment box quickly. Joy, I have to change to capital letter. Just type the first name in capital letter. So press enter and press Ctrl E. So you have everything in capital letter. So it's very simple. Just have the first example. How you want the first example to look like. So someone said, what's the difference between concatenate and concate? So concate is the modern version of concatenate. It's from the word concatenate. So concate is the recent version of the function. So they work the same way too. So we got concate from the word concatenate. So concatenate is an old function, but you don't, so expect it to sit in an Excel text. So it's an HR function. So I don't know the problem of HR. They used to ask that question. Because the name sounds so difficult in your ear. So they expect you not to know it. When they ask that, oh, Sandra, do you know how to use concatenate? You now be asking yourself, which one is concatenate again? Concatenate means to join text together. So let's go to the next worksheet quickly, which is called the text. We have learned how to use flash fill. We want to learn how to use ampersand and concatenate to join our text together. Let's look up. So be on the text worksheet, everybody. Let's be on the text worksheet. Scroll to your left-hand side and scroll up so that you'll be at the beginning of the worksheet. So we have these two names that we want to join together. We have the Mark and the Baker. So I want to join the two names together on the same column. I want to use ampersand. I also want to use concatenate. So please, under the ampersand, type your equal symbol. Under the ampersand, type your equal symbol. Under the ampersand, type your equal symbol. Once you type your equal symbol, you click on Mark. That's the first name that you want to join on, say, A5. So you now press Shift and key 7. Press Shift and key 7 together to bring out the and sign. Shift and key 7 to bring out the and sign. So click on Baker. So press enter. You can see now if I press enter like this, I will have the name being joined together, but there's a problem here. There's no space between the name. That's an issue. There's no space. Do you understand now? Assuming this is a number, I don't have any problem. But because these are names, there must be space between the two names. You understand? So we are going to redo it again. But this time around, we are going to create character for space in the Excel. We can't put space manually. We have what we call character for space. And this is the character for space in the Excel. Look at my screen. It's double quotation mark, space, double quotation mark. So this one serves as character for space in Excel. We call it character for space in Excel. Double quotation mark, space, double quotation mark. It means character for space in Excel. So this is what you're going to do for me. Let's delete this one and retake the name again. So just tap your equal symbol. Tap your equal symbol. Click on Mark on say A5. Press Shift 7 to bring out the ampersand symbol. Shift and 7. You now press your double quotation mark. Please don't press the second one twice. The one that will give you double at the same time. The double quotation mark. Press your space bar. I now press another double quotation mark again, like this. You now press another Shift 7 again before you click on Baker. So what I've done here in the layman English is this. I've joined Mark with space with Baker. I've joined Mark with space with Baker. So press enter. You should have Mark space Baker. So let me take it again. So let's undo. Let's everybody press Ctrl Z to undo quickly. So tap your equal symbol. Click on Mark. Press Shift 7 to bring out your and sign. Because I want space between Mark and Baker, I need to create the character for space in the Excel for it. I'll now press double quotation mark, space bar, double quotation mark like this. So this one serves as character for space. I'll now press my Shift 7 again to bring out the ampersand symbol. I'll now click on Baker. So what I've done here in the layman English is this. I've joined first name join with space, join with the second name. So I will now press enter. You should have Mark space Baker. Mark space Baker. I will now click back on the formula here, the Mark space Baker. I will look at my cursor, look at the board quickly. I'll put my cursor on this edge here. This edge is called autofill undo edge. Look at this right hand corner here. Once you put your cursor on this edge, it's called autofill undo. Your cursor will change to a dark cross. You now double click on the edge. It will now copy the formula for the rest. So that means when you are working in the Excel, you only need to do the first example. So this is what I did. After I've joined the name together, I click back on the Mark Baker. I put my cursor on this edge here. The edge is called autofill undo edge. your cursor will change to a dark cross. I'll just double click. Don't drag. Just double click on the autofill handle. It will copy the formula downward for the rest. So if you are clear with this ampersand, type clear in the comment box quickly. I need your response quickly. Okay, thank you, Joyce, Abidemi, Christine. Other people, have you known before? If you're not following now, you are against me. If you have been following, just type clear. If you are clear with it, this. Okay, all right. Thank you for the comment. Sandra, not clear. What happened? So let's look at the concatenate now. We want to learn how to use concatenate to join. So let me take it again because of Sandra. So look up, this is what I did before. I type my equal symbol. I click on the mark. I press my shift 7 to bring out my & sign, which is called ampersand. Because I want space between the mark and baker, I will now introduce my character for space, which is double quotation mark. Don't press the single one twice, it will not work. The one that will give you double quotation mark at the same time. I will now press my space bar. That means you need to space it. I will press the second double quotation mark like this. So it's as if you are putting space in a double quotation mark. That one serves as the character for space. I'll now press the & sign again, shift 7, before I click on the baker. So I'll press enter. You can see now, mark space baker. Because I want to copy the formula for the rest, I'll click back on the mark space baker. I'll now put my cursor on this edge. This edge is called autofill undo edge. So when your cursor when your cursor have changed to dark cross, you just double click on the edge. It will now copy the formula downward. So Sandra, I hope you are clear now. So let's look at the concatenate. So concatenate is another way of joining text together in the Excel. It's a function. It's an HR functions in the Excel. So type your equal symbol and type concatenate. So you don't need to type it in full. So look at what that function does now. Join several text string into one text string. That what that function does is to join text together. Double click on that blue box where you have the concatenate. Double click to open the function. Don't press enter here too. Once you have opened the function, you will see something under the function like your text 1, text 2, text 3. Those things that you are seeing under the function, we call them input. That's what we call input in the Excel. You know that computer is garbage in, garbage out. Without your input, you can't get your output. But in Excel, we don't call it input. We call it argument in the Excel. We call it argument. But in layman English, it's called input. But in the Excel, we call it argument. Look at the first argument. Excel, we always bold the first argument. The first argument is the text 1. That's the first argument, text 1. That's the first argument, text 1. So what our text 1 here, I'll now go and click on mark. Mark is our text 1. That's the first thing I want to join together. So whenever you supply an argument in the Excel, you must press a comma. Whenever you supply an argument in the Excel, you must press a comma. It will now move to the next argument. Look at it now, text 2 is bold. So my text 2 will not be baker, because if I use baker as my text 2 and I press enter, it will join the two names together without space. That's not what I wanted. So you are going to use the character for space as your text 2. It will now be double quotation mark, space bar, double quotation mark. So this one serves as your text 2. Double quotation mark, space, double quotation mark. So this one represents your text 2. I will now press comma. You can see now it's bold. It will now ask me for text 3. I will now click on bakers. So baker becomes my text 3. So I will press enter now. I should have mark, space, baker. Mark space Baker. So I'm going to retake it again for the last time. So I will undo. So the first thing I did was to type my equal symbol, and I typed the word concatenate. So, and I double click on the blue box where I have the function called concatenate. The first argument here is the text one. You need to read. You can see it's bold. I'll click on mark, which is the first thing that I want to join together. I'll press my comma. The second name here, the second argument is the text two. Like I said, we want space between the two names. I will now use the character for space as my text two. That will be double quotation mark, space bar, double quotation mark. So this one serves as my text two. I'll now press my comma. It will ask for my text three now. Baker become the text three. So I will press enter. I will have mark space Baker. So I'll click back on where I have the formula, and I put my cursor on the autofill undo. Your cursor will change to dark cross. I will now double click on that undo. So you should have all your data being joined together using concatenate. So if you are clear with this, type clear in the comment box for people that will be following me quickly. So if you are clear, type clear in the comment box quickly. Okay, good, good. Okay, a lot of people have been following me. That's good. Okay, fantastic. So that is good. So people that have been following me, don't worry, you're on your way to get 7-figure salary. Is gradually. You know, 1,000 miles start with a step. You know, it's not easy to get 7-figure. You have to load yourself. And like I tell people that when you are loaded, you always be needed. You understand? So it's a process that you need to load yourself with enough knowledge on data analytics before you can start earning 7 figures. Okay, all right. So we've learned how to use flash fill. We've learned how to use text to column. We have learned how to use concatenate to join our tests together. But the one that is quicker is the flash fill. You understand now? So let's go to data cleansing before my time is up. So we want to learn how to clean our data. Let's be on the next worksheet, data cleansing worksheet quickly. Be on a data cleansing worksheet. So look at this data. We have this employee name. But if you look at the employee name, there are 2 more spaces within the data. You can look at Etin Jeffrey. Look at the space between them is much. Look at Hendrik Eric. The space there is much too. Look at Baker Mark. Look at the spaces between them. Look at Catalino Robert. The spaces there are much. So I can't be backspacing manually to be removing it one after the other. That is a manual work. Like I told you that because you are busy does not mean you are very productive. So when you are working on the Excel, you want to be very productive because you have number of hours you are working. You understand? You don't have the whole day. So I'm going to use a function that can help me to remove the unnecessary spaces that I have within my data, all those unwanted spaces within the data. So type with me quickly, everybody. Type your equal symbol and type trim. There's a function we call trim in the Excel. So that trim function will help you to remove all those unwanted spaces within your data. Double click on the trim function to open it. You can see the argument here is text. It's asking for the text that you want to trim. I'll now click on the first name here, Etin Jeffrey. I press enter. You can see now it have removed the spaces and it will leave a single space, which is the standard. I will now autofill the formula. I'll click back on the formula and double click on this edge here. So you can see it have removed all those unwanted spaces within the data. So you only have a single space now, which is the standard. So let me take it again because Kemi was looking backward before. So I'll type equal symbol. I'll type trim. I open the function. So the argument is text. It's asking for the text I want to trim. I'll click on the Etin Jeffrey and I press enter. So I'll now copy the formula back downward rather, click back on the formula and double click on the edge like this. You can see this all called autofill. So look at the difference now. You can see it have taken care of all those spaces that we have within our data. So if you are clear with this, type clear in the comment box quickly. So how do we remove comma? If you want to remove comma from the data, you just click on the data and press Ctrl H. Ctrl H means find and replace. So click on the data and press Ctrl H. Just press Ctrl H. So you have this find and replace dialog box. Someone asks that, how do we remove the comma? In case you want to remove the comma, just click on the data and press Ctrl H. Where you see find what, put the comma inside. Where you see replace with, don't put anything there. Just click on replace all. It will show you all the replace. Look at all the replacement now. All done. We made 26 replacements. So click on OK and close the dialog box. You can see all the comma will be taken care of. So that's how to remove the comma. You just press your Ctrl H. So Ctrl H means find and replace. So what do you want to find? You put a comma, replace with, you won't put anything inside the box. You press, you remove all. So let's scroll down a little. I have a few minutes left. Let's go down a little. We also have this problem on the Excel. Most time when you are working on the Excel, you want to import data from another ARP. Maybe you are using Salesforce or SAP, you understand, or ERP in your place of work, and you want to import the data into the Excel. You come across this issue. Look at this sales figure now. When we are trying to calculate the total sum, we got 0. Why are we getting 0? It's because this sales figure is having what we call non-printable character. Look at the character there. We call that character non-printable characters. It's called non-printable character. Non-printable character. Those characters will not allow you to do any calculation on the Excel. You must learn how to clean your data. So as a data analyst, you must learn how to clean data. The way you have problem on your data analysis project is data cleansing. Because you spend most of your time in cleaning your data. So you must learn how to clean the data before you start analyzing the data. So we are going to use a function called clean to remove the non-printable character. So please, under the column D, which is the clean, type your equal symbol and type clean. You can see before I open the function, look at what the function does now. Remove all non-printable characters from text. That's what the function does. It will remove all the non-printable character from your text. So I'll double click on the clean. To open the function, it's asking for text. I'll now click back on the salesperson. I'll press enter. I'll copy the formula downward like this. So let me take it again for the last time. Because the way Rachel is looking at me, so I'm not getting this. So I'll type equal symbol and I type clean. So I open the function by double clicking on the clean function. So the argument is text. Now you don't need to cram, read whatever you are clicking on. So I'll click on the first salesperson and sales figure here. I'll press enter. I'll now copy the formula downward for the rest. So you won't stop there. Let's go and sum it up. Let's go and sum it together. Whether we'll get our answer now. So type your equal symbol and type sum. Let's sum it together. Double click on the sum function to open it. You now highlight like this. Highlight from D24 down to D36 like this. So just select all the data that you want to sum together. So press enter. You can see after we have cleaned and we try to sum up, we got 0. That means there's still issue with our data. There's still problem with this data. We have removed the non-printable character, but we are still getting 0. What happened here? Let me explain to you. Let me look at my screen. Just look at my screen. I want to explain something. In Excel, text will appear in the left-hand side, while number must appear on the right-hand side in Excel. If your data is a text, like Mr. Excel is a text alphabet, they must be on the left-hand side of your cells in the Excel, while number must be on the right-hand side. You can see after we have removed the non-printable character, the number is still on the left-hand side. That's why we got 0, because Excel is seeing it as a text. So it's supposed to be on the right-hand side, but it's appearing on the left-hand side. So because Excel is seeing it as a text, that's why we got 0 the other time. So that means you need to take a step further now. So please don't be smarter than the Excel, because some of you are thinking now that, oh, lady thinking deep, that I will go and change the alignment to the left, to the right-hand side. I know that what Kemi is thinking, that I'll change the alignment to the right hand side. I'll give my answer. If you change to right hand, you still get 0, Kemi. Can you see now? You still get the same 0. So it's not about you changing the alignment. So it's not about you changing the alignment to the right hand side. So you are going to use another function called value. That function will help you to convert it back to number. We call that function value function. So type your equal symbol under the. So you double click on the function. It's asking for text. So you click back on this, the clean cell D24, the one that you have cleaned. You press enter. You can see it have moved the data back to right hand side now. You copy the formula downward. So let's go and sum it up now. If we type our equal symbol, sum, we open the function. I will now highlight it downward like this and press enter. We will get our answer now. So you can see the process. We cleaned first by removing the non-printable character, but we're still getting 0. We now use value function to format it back to number. Like I told you, number must appear on the right hand side. That's why we got this answer now. If I put my comma separator now, look at the total sum here, the total sum. So if you are clear with this, type clear in the comment box quickly. So if you are clear with it, just type clear in the comment box. Okay, all right. So that's how to clean our function. So let's be on the VLOOKUP. That's the last topic before you start training your question for me. I don't want to exceed my time. So let's be on VLOOKUP quickly. VLOOKUP. So there are two types of lookup function in Excel. We call it lookup function in the Excel. There are two types of lookup functions in the Excel. There are two types of lookup functions in Excel, namely VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. We have two types of lookup functions in Excel, namely VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. VLOOKUP means vertical lookup. It means vertical lookup. That letter V means vertical. So while the HLOOKUP means horizontal lookup. So the letter H there stands for horizontal. So what do we use this lookup function to do? We use this lookup function for data retrieval. That's what we use that lookup function to do, is for data retrieval. Data retrieval means to search. We use to search for data. We call it data retrieval. So what differentiates VLOOKUP from HLOOKUP is the arrangement of table array. That what differentiates VLOOKUP from HLOOKUP is the arrangement of table array. This particular table called table array. Excuse me. Look at the table now. Look at this table. If your table array is vertical like this, you are going to use VLOOKUP. But if the table array is horizontal like this, you are going to use HLOOKUP. So what determines they want to use is the arrangement of the table array. How you arrange your table array. So VLOOKUP is more popular than the HLOOKUP because tables are usually arranged vertically in the Excel. That is why much emphasis is on the VLOOKUP. You understand now? It's on the VLOOKUP. So what is table array? What is table array? So table array is a table that contains all the information. Table array is a table that contains all the information. If you can flash back to your primary school days or secondary school, we do have this table those days in our report card. This is the table that guide the teacher to know the kind of grade to assign to you. During your NYSC before you move to Canada or abroad, if you serve in secondary school and you mark the student report, you also have this table array too. You understand? It's the table that are assisted in grading the students. We call it table array. It's a table that contains all the information. So let's look at this example now quickly. We have this is an appraiser for our staff, our employee. This is what they score in the appraiser. They score 33, 98, 96, 93, 91, like that. So I now want to assign grade to them and remark based on what they score in the appraiser. If you look at my table array here, this table array is arranged. The table array is arranged in a range. 0 to 49 is fail until score 50. 50 to 64 is pass until score 65. 65 to 74 is credit until score 75. 75 to 84 is credit plus until score 85. 85 to 89 is good until score 90. 90 to 94 is very good until score 95. 95 above is distinction. That is, can you see now, is in a range. I want to ask Kemi, someone that scored 33, what should be the grade for that person, Kemi? You can drop your answer in the comment box quickly. Or you can unmute yourself and tell me the answer. Someone that scored 33, what should be the grade for that person? Phil, thank you. Okay, someone have helped you out. Patrick, how can someone that scored 33 to be B plus? Is that you grade? So if I not score 0, I will have A plus. So that means I'll be scoring 0. Then if 33 is B plus. So you look at the table. Can you see now 33 fall within 0 and 49? You understand now is fail. So instead of doing manually, to be looking at it manually, that's where VLOOKUP comes in. You understand now? VLOOKUP will help us to look at the table array and it will help us to grade the table. So this is what we're going to do. Type your, let's look at this table array. Like I said, like I told you that this table array is a table that contains all the information. That may contain all the scores for all the staff. If you can flash back those days in university days, you know, those days we have our matric numbers, and let's assume that you are in School of Science or Faculty of Science and you are in computer science. If you can remember those days, there's one big notice board where they used to paste the student result. Those days, we can see flashback, Richard and Kemi. So where they used to paste the student result. Let's assume that Kemi is in computer science under the Faculty of School of Science. So now after the end of the semester, at the beginning of the new semester, they paste our result in the notice board. Now when you get to the notice board, you look at, you see all the departments in that notice board. You now trace down to your departments, computer science. When you get to that computer science list, you now trace down to your matric numbers. When you now get to your matric numbers, you now trace down to that course. If you have A those days in that course, you always shout. People must know that you have A. You understand now? But if you have E or F, you quickly walk away so that nobody will see you. You understand? But if your friend sees you or saw you when you are checking the results, you just lie that, don't mind that lecturer, they gave us E. No, they always give you E. You know, but if it's A, you always boast, I have A in that course somewhere. You understand what I'm saying now? So that notice board is what we call table array in real life, because that notice board contains all the student information. Every student or all the students have to go to that notice board to go and check their own results. What are they doing? They are retrieving back their own results. So that notice board is what we call table array in a real life situation. So because all the faculty must go to that notice board to go and check their results. What are they doing? They are retrieving back the information. That means their score, what they have in that particular course. So that's what we call table array in real life. So quickly, because of our time, so under the remark, type your equal symbol and type VLOOKUP quickly. Type VLOOKUP. The first argument here is the lookup value. And what is the lookup value? Lookup value is the value that you want to retrieve information about. Lookup value is the value you want to retrieve information about. In that example that I made, your matric number is a lookup value. With that, your matric number, I can get information about the student. With your matric number, I can retrieve back my results. You understand? Your account number is a lookup value because if you go to the bank now, they will not ask for your name. They will ask for your account number. Your account number is a lookup value. Your plate number too is a lookup value. With your plate number, I can track your information. You understand? Your NIN is a lookup value. Your BVN via Nigeria is a lookup value. So in this example, our lookup value at this score, because I want to get information about this score, I will now click on the first score there, which is C4. So you now press comma, you read again. The next argument is the table array. and I said table array is the table that contains the information. I will select the table array like this. So select the table array. Everybody, when you select the table array, look at your keypad. We're going to lock that table array. There's something we call locking the Excel. Locking means you are making this table to be constant for everybody. We call it locking of cell. We are going to make it to be absolute. That means Excel is going to use the same table to grade all the students. So look at your keypad. We have some F keys on our keyboard. We call them F keys. Look at your keypad, the uppermost part of your keypad. You should have F1, F2, F3 to F12. So I want you to press your F4. Press that F4 just once. You should have $4 in your formula. You should have $H, $3, $J, $10. But if your own F4 is not giving $, because on system, if you press the F4, it can show you brightness. But if your own F4 is not working directly, look at your keypad. There's a keypad called FN. That FN is beside your control key. If your F4 is not working directly, press the FN and press the F4 together. That means you are pressing F and F4. Try it and let me know whether you have the same thing. Please look at this, what I did. After I supplied the lookup value on C4, I press comma. I now want to select my table array like this. So I like the table array. To make that table array to be constant for all the students, I will now press my F4. That F4 depends on your laptop. So on laptop, the F4 is working directly. Please, I'm not asking to press F and 4 differently. We call them F keys. Look at the upper part of your keyboard. We will have F1 to F12. But if your own F4 is not working directly, you need to press FN before you press the F4. Your FN is beside your control key. So try the F4 first to see whether it's working. You just press the F4 once. You should have this $4 sign. You should have $H, $3, $J, $10. That means you have made that table array to be constant. So press comma now. The next argument is what we call column index number. And what is column index number? Column index number is the position of the column you are returning back from the table array. Column index number is the position of the column you are returning back from the table array. If you look at this table array is 3-column table. It's 3-column table. Score is in column 1, grade is in column 2, and remark is in column 3. Because VLOOKUP is not a human being, he doesn't know the column you are telling him to return back. So VLOOKUP will now assign number, positioning to each of the column. Because I want to return back remark, if you look at the position remark on the table, it's on the 3rd column. That means I'm going to use 3 because remark is on the 3rd column from the table. So column index number is the position of that column that you want to return back. That particular column you are looking for in the table array. No, we are looking for remark. And remark is on the 3rd column where you count it 1, 2, 3. If you are doing for grade, you are going to use 2 because grade is in 2nd position from the table. So what determines what to return back is what we call column index number. That is the position of that report you want to get. What's the position of that column that you want to report? The position matters. Don't go and cram 2 or 3. If it's 5-column table and remark is on the 5th column, you are going to use 5. You understand now? You just count the column. That was the position of that column that you want to return back. So we are using 3. I'll now press comma. The last argument here is the range lookup. So Excel will now ask you that, oh, this score that you're looking up, this score on column C and the one column H, are they the exact match? Are they the same thing? If you look at this, your score in column C and the one inside the table area on column H, if you look at it, you can see they are not exactly the same thing. They are not exact match because the score in column C falls within a range in this table array. So you are going to use what we call approximate match. That means something closer to what we have in the table array. So double click on the approximate match. Click on it twice. It should have true. So how do we get approximate match? I'm comparing my score in column C with the one inside the table array. You can see they are not the same thing. That's why I'm using what we call approximate match. So I'm saying that it should give me something closer to what we have in the table array. So press enter now. So you should have F for the first guy. Click back where you have the F and double click on the autofill and do. It will now grade all the students for you like this. So please, I'm almost done. Just 5 minutes, I'm done with this, so you can take. So I'm going to run the VLOOKUP again quickly. Let's undo, everybody. So type your equal symbol again, VLOOKUP, and you open the function. The first argument here is the lookup value. And I said lookup value is the value that you want to retrieve information about. That's the value you want to get information about. I click on the C4, the first call here, that's the lookup value, comma. The next argument is the table array. And I said table array is the table that contains all the information. I will highlight all the table array like this. And I press my F4 to lock that table array. To make that table array to be constant for everybody, I'll press F4. And I said that if your F4 is not working directly, press your Fn and press the F4. Your Fn is beside your control key. That means if your F4 is not working directly, you press down the Fn first before you press the F4. You now press comma. You read again. The next argument is called call index number. Call index number means column index number. So column index number is the position of the column that you are returning back from the table array. That's the position of the column you are returning back from the table array. So all you need to do is to count the table. How many column table is this table array? 1, 2, 3. And what is the position of that remark on the table? Oh, you now see remark is on the third column. That's why I'm using 3, because remark is on the third column. I'll now press comma, which is my last argument. My last argument means range lookup. Excel will now do comparison now. It will look at the score in column C and the one inside the table array. It will ask me that are they exact match? If you look at the score, the two scores, they are not the same thing. I'm going to pick approximate match. So I'll double click on approximate match. It means that it should give me something closer to what I have in the table array. So I press enter. I will have F for the first guy. I'll click back where I have the first formula and I double click on this edge to copy the formula downward for the rest. So if this guy that spotted 3, let's assume that this guy beg Adenike that please let me pass so that I won't pay the cost. And Adenike decide to pity the person and give the person 50. I will change the 33 to 50. If I type 50 and I press enter, VLOOKUP will grade back the student again. Can you see now? But as when you are doing manually, you will have used TPS to spot the results. You understand? Those who used to use TPS. So when you use, they will not be flogging the student at home. I see they are the one that change the result by themselves. You understand now? But when you're using VLOOKUP, we don't have to use TPS. So classwork, before we call it a wrap, I want you guys to use VLOOKUP to return back the grade. I've done remark for you. Do the grade for me quickly. Once you are through, type down in the comment box. Use VLOOKUP to grade the student. I've done the remark. Follow the same example. Do the grade for me quickly. So let's do that in less than 2 minutes quickly. So follow the same example. So your first argument is your lookup value. That's your C4. Your table array, select the table array, lock it with the F4. Command your column index number. This time around, you're going to use 2 because grade is your second position. Don't cram. So I'm going to use 2 because grade is the second position from the table. Command the last argument is the range lookup. You are going to use approximate match because the lookup value is not the same thing with the one inside the table array. So if you are clear, just type clear in the comment box quickly. So if you are clear, so type clear in the comment box quickly. So if you are clear, type clear in the comment box quickly. Okay, all right, let me do the correction for you. What I asked you to do because of our time, so that I can take your question. So I asked you to type your equal symbol, VLOOKUP, Your lookup value is this, comma, table array. I like the table array. Lock with your F4. And I said if your F4 is not working directly, you press the F and the F4 together, comma, your column index number, you're going to use 2 because grade is your second position from the table, comma, and you're going to pick approximate match. Double click on it. So you now press enter. You can see now. So copy the formula downward. So that's how to use VLOOKUP functions in the Excel. So it's more than this. This is just the basic VLOOKUP. You understand? But if you want to register for the full training, for the full program, so you are going to get more value from this. So I'm going to stop here so that I can take your question. So over to you.
Amazing. Amazing. This is fantastic. Guys, thank you so much, Mr. Excel. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much. Yeah, this is incredible. Can we see that? Guys, can we appreciate him? Can we appreciate Mr. Excel? I know some of you might have one question or the other. Of course, Mr. Excel will be able to take like 1 or 2 or thereabout questions based on what he has taught us tonight. And yes, if you have a question, please use the reaction button. I'm going to call you to unmute yourself while you throw in your question. And at any point you see that someone has already, your question you wanted to ask, someone has already asked that and it's being attended to. No need of raising your hand again, so you can drop your hand at that point. But at this time, we're going to go ahead and take some questions. You can see that Excel is not just to plug in numbers. You have a whole lot to do. So many of us don't even know that in Excel we have like number of rows and columns, that the rows is up to 1 million plus. You can see that, and you can see how you can sort, use flash fill, how you can use text to column, and so many other things, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, and so many other things you can do with Excel. Thank you so much, Mr. Excel. We appreciate you. So we have few hands. Yeah, we have few hands up. The first person is Christina. Christina, unmute yourself and ask your question. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, is it Kristen or Christina?
I'm
Kristen.
seeing
Okay,
Christian, sorry.
Okay, Kristen.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Excel.
You're welcome.
So I have 2 questions. The first one, that is a good job, actually. I appreciate you for that. The first one is, when do we use approximate match and true and exact match? Because most of the tutors I've met would say use 0. I think 0 means false. So when do we use approximate and true? Second question, for VLOOKUP, if the table array is on the left-hand side and you want to pull up information from a table array which is on the left, for example, the first column, is it the first row? Do I say row or column? Sorry, the first column. The first column is where you're pulling information from on an Excel sheet, and you're pulling from the left to the left on another sheet. How do you go about that? Because I tried that, I had an encounter and it was showing me NA. So just let me leave you to answer the question. So those are the questions I have. Thank you.
Okay, so when you're supposed to use the approximate match, so when you look at that score, your lookup value, and the one inside the table array, you can say they are not exact match. Do you understand? They are not the same thing. So your lookup value fall within the table array, the range. So we are going to use approximate match. So instead of dropping on approximate match, you can use 1. So 1 means approximate match in the Excel. So in another scenario, if your lookup value is the same information inside the table array, if it's exactly the same thing, you are going to use exact match. So instead of double clicking on the exact match to show you false, you can use 0. So that means you can use number to represent approximate match and exact match. So 1 means approximate match. That means the value you are looking for is not exactly the same thing as the table array. That means you want something approximate, that is something closer to that value. So you use approximate match or you use 1. But if the value you are looking for, let's say I'm looking for employee name in their department. If I'm looking for, let's say Kemi, I want to know, maybe she's in HR department, and my lookup value is Kemi. I want to retrieve back her department. In that scenario, I'm going to use exact match because it's human being. I want exact information of Kemi in my database. You understand now? So I can use 0. So the second question that you ask, VLOOKUP asks its own limitation. It can't look up to the left-hand side. Whatever you are returning back must be on the right-hand side of the VLOOKUP. You understand now? To solve that problem, you can use what we call index and match, or use your SLOOKUP. So that's how to solve the problem. So it's either you rearrange the table manually, but don't go through that manual route. Use your index and match. That's what we call index and match, or use XLOOKUP. So that's how to solve that problem. So because VLOOKUP does not look up to the left-hand side, whatever you are looking at must be on the right-hand side. So when you have the issue that your table is not well arranged, you use what we call index and match. So Christian, are you clear with the answer?
If you're clear, you can drop it in the chat and say yes or no.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Excel. Before we proceed with the
welcome.
questions, I know some people are asking, are we going to get the recording? Because we need to go back to it. Of course, yes. You will get the recording, all right? The recording is going to be shared on YouTube, on Wintech YouTube channel. For those of you that are not following the channel right now, you can click on the link that is being shared on chat. You can click on it and also subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that anytime we drop this recording, you're going to get the notification instantly and you will be able to watch that. So look out for this recording, okay? Yeah, the very next person that we're going to be calling is Steve. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much. This has been quite informative, and it's a privilege to have this opportunity, and I've learned a lot. At some point, I missed some explanation. However, I got back when you did the find and replace, and I missed that bit. So maybe you just touch that part a bit again. Then the second thing I wanted to ask, I think I missed the bit about flash fill. If you can just recap on that, like quickly, I'll really appreciate.
Okay, so far you are getting the video again because of our time. You understand? So if you watch that video again, you definitely get it, so that we can also answer other questions. So just try to watch the recording from the YouTube. So far you have the Excel file. So watch the recording all over again. You're able to get it then. So thank you.
All right,
for your
that's
question.
fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Thank you so much. And the next person is Adenike. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. The training was an eye-opener. So my question is this. Is it that when you work with Excel consistently is when you know which formula to follow, not the formula on the Excel page. I mean the comma, the equal to comma and all of that. Is it with consistency you know of heart which one to use, or how do you actually know that? Because I understand everything you said, but I'm finding it difficult to, like, how am I gonna know which formula to use at every instance?
Okay, this is how it works. So the training is always scenario based when you're learning Excel. Do you understand? So I guess it's actually designed from your computer school training. You understand now? So you don't cram Excel. So it's based on scenario. For example, now I want to remove spaces within my data. Which one will I use? Trim function. I need to understand it. You understand? Okay, I want to remove non-printable character. Which one do I need to use? So it depends on your job in the office. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So when you see your JD, your job requires you to be analyzing data. And to analyze that data, you have to come across data cleansing, how to sort, how to filter. So when you undergo training, you understand those functions that you need to learn. That I said we have over 477 functions in the Excel. So that doesn't mean that you can't learn the 477 functions, because there's some function that you not use, you will die because you don't need that function. You understand now? But if it does, I say at least you must know 20. If you understand 20 function, you can understand all the function. So that means you must know how those function works, those arguments of those functions. So you don't need to cram it. So it's based on training. That's why I used to advise people that you learn, unlearn, and relearn. So relearning is your own responsibility of watching the video, practicing, and apply to your work. So the more you practice, the more you get better on it. For example, like me now, over 1,000 videos on YouTube that I've recorded myself. You believe I still watch my own video too? It's my own video. I still watch the video too, because I don't want you to ask me any question that will not mess up. Mr. Excel, everybody know Mr. Excel know this Excel. So I want you to ask me any question that can solve your problem right there. So that means I still need to watch my video, my own personal video, all over again till I remember everything. So it's just for you to relearn. That means watch the video multiple times and practice.
Right. Thank you.
Amazing. You are good now, Adenike, right? Awesome.
I am. Thank you.
I can see the smile. All right, that is fine. So guys, what we are going to do, because of our time, we are not going to exceed our time, okay? Question is what we are going to be asking. Every other person, if you have a question, we have an anonymous form that we are going to be sharing in this chat. Click on it and fill the form. If you have any question, there is anything triggering that you need to get response on, we are going to have the faculty to attend to that, and it will be shared to you, okay? And again, don't forget that we have our YouTube channel where you can rewatch this section. So if you do want to rewatch it, of course, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free of charge, okay? And when the recording is being shared, you will be able to get it and rewatch it as well. So the last person we are going to be calling is Michael. Ife, you are sorry, you are going to fill the form and we'll get back to you later. Thank you. Michael, unmute yourself.
Okay. So can I be heard?
Yes.
Yes.
You.
Perfectly.
All right. So I want to find out from Mr. Excel that in case you on a blank sheet you input equal to now and you get a date and time, and you want to separate the dates from the time, how do you go about it?
The same way you can use your text to column. That's I told you that's you can use your text to column wizard to separate the time. No more time. This problem you are talking about, you come across it too when you are using your Google form. There's something we call timestamp in Google form. You understand now? That means the time and the date they fill the form. So maybe you now want to work with the date without the time. I only want to see the date. So you are going to use what we call text to column. That's to separate it. That means you have time in one column, you have date in another column. Or you can use your flash view too. So you also work the same way. It's called data separation. So, Mike, are you clear now?
Okay. Yeah, I'm very clear. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Excel, and thank you, everyone. On behalf of Wintech and the team members, we want to say a big thank you, Mr. Excel. It's an honor to have you in our midst, and also share
welcome.
and also share from your wealth of knowledge. We appreciate you, and we are saying a big thank you. Thank you so much for and thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And yes, we still look forward to more and more insightful sections that we'll be having in times to come. So if you are not a member of Wintech yet, or you just joined us tonight, this is your very first time, of course, we do share the link in the chat. You can click on our membership form and you fill it up. Our team member is going to add you to our WhatsApp group where we have a community. And again, if you are a man in this section, be with the body as well. With our community, we have a bigger body, which is called NIPCA, right? And it's called NIPCA. So you can as well click on the link that I'm going to be sharing, and you are going to be added instantly to NIPCA community on Telegram. So if you are a man and you want to join NIPCA, click on the link you can see on the screen right on the chat. You will be able to join NIPCA as well. But for ladies, because we want to do our ladies thing, you can as well join the ladies platform, which is on WhatsApp. All right. And don't forget, we have our social media handles. We have our Instagram, we have our LinkedIn, and also we have our TikTok and Facebook together with YouTube channel. So you might want to follow us on those platforms so you will not miss any information that we are going to be dropping from time to time on those social medias as well, right? Thank you so much, everyone. But before we go, I would like to hear voice of 1 or 2 or 3 people. How was the section? I want to hear. Who is going to go? How was the section? I want to hear. You can raise your hand and I will mute you. I need to hear from, yes, thank you so much, Lola. Laura, you can unmute yourself.
I think Mr. Excel was born to teach. He was amazing, amazing,
nice.
amazing. And we need to know how to follow up with more courses. If you can share a link.
Yes, I've already shared a link. You will see one of the links I share. It says our anonymous feedback form, right? So once you click on it, it's going to take you to a form where you will fill. And if you have any further questions, you can as well drop it. Or if you are in the WhatsApp group, you can as well drop it in WhatsApp group and I will get it across to Excel. All right? Does that sound good?
Wendy, I think she was asking about like doing the course.
Yeah, I know. If there is anything she needs, she can as well drop it in the chat on WhatsApp as well. All right, Michael, you can unmute yourself as well. Let's hear from you.
Okay, so first of all, I want to thank you, though it's women in tech, but then at least you afforded us opportunity to gain some knowledge today. And I also again want to thank Mr. Excel for the wonderful eye-opening. We've been using Excel in the office and all that, but at least today he's taking me to another level, and I really much appreciate what you are doing. And I'm looking forward to more insight in Excel that can be applicable in practical work life. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. Though I've come to Perth Women.
Awesome, good to hear that. Are you in NIPCA? Michael, are you in NIPCA?
I just joined.
Oh, okay, that is fine. All right. One moment. All right, sorry about that. Yes, I'm gonna unmute Bukola me. You can unmute yourself, please. Sorry about that.
Oh, hi everyone. I am really, 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 really grateful for this class. It's something that I've been wanting to learn for the longest of time. Even though I've been working with Excel at my workplace, but it's kind of like large data just thrown at me at once, and it was really difficult getting around it. I could take like 2 hours being there trying to use VLOOKUP, but today it made me feel like it was just something I've been doing something wrong all along, and this is just I don't even know how to express it, but it was actually very, 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 very informative. And Mr. Excel, oh my goodness, I would pay to sit in your class any day, anytime, because the way you explain is just so, so, so brilliant. Thank you so much for this class. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Bukola. I'm happy to hear that. And just to mention, Mr. Excel, like I mentioned before, is one of the faculties in Black Tech, and he also teaches data analytics. So if you feel like you want to go further into the training, of course, I will drop the link in the chat. You can click on the link and look at some of the programs that we have right there. That would also help you. You can enroll yourself on it and get more knowledge around whatever course that you feel like you take, okay? Yeah, I dropped the link in the chat. You can click on it and go ahead, all right? So the very next person I want to hear from is Adobe. Adobe, unmute yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're all okay.
Hi.
I just want to say a big thank you for this to Mr. Excel for this class. It's really insightful. And just share a bit of a testimony. I enrolled with the BA Analysis Acceleration course with Black Tech. I'm in the UK, so I had to always wake up at odd times. And yeah, it was really a good experience. And just wanted to share the testimony that I'm working as a business analyst right now. I started my new job about 2 weeks ago, and then this is also an added advantage. So it's just like commending Black Tech, is it NIPCA? And then
NIPCA.
I've already signed up with WinTech just this evening. So yeah. So just want to say thank you. Yeah.
Nice one. Good to hear that, Adobe. Thank you so much. I'm happy to hear that, and congratulations on your new job. I hope you're enjoying it.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. That's a good one. All right. So the very next person we have here is going to be Jane. Jane, quickly unmute yourself and let's hear from you.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course, we can.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Mr. Excel is very good. So I had a class with him. He's just awesome. He's a wizard. I would say in this Excel, I had data analysis with him in Black Tech too. He was good. And in Excel, he's so awesome. I just want to appreciate you and say thank you very much for this the added advantage, I would say. And I don't know, I'm trying to join your group, but I don't know. I clicked join group. It wasn't allowing me. I'm trying to join the NIPCA. And how do I connect to you at WinTech also?
Okay, so I'm going to reshare the link, all our social media handles, and also form for you to fill and join WinTech. And if you want to join NIPCA as well, you as well see that. Okay, just click on it.
Yeah, I did. I clicked join group, it wasn't open. I just clicked on the link and it wasn't going through. Would you send me an email?
You might want to copy the link and send it to your browser. That might be maybe a browser issue or something. You can copy and send it to your browser and open it from there. Okay?
I'll do that. Okay, thanks. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
You're welcome. Happy to have you on board. Yes, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't even know how to say thank you, but we really appreciate you staying till the end of today's section. Yeah, and I'm so glad to hear that everybody that's in this call tonight, we all gained one or two grateful information and amazing information tonight. So one thing you need to do is for you to go out there, practicalize it. Don't just go and hide all your notes under the table. No, you need to practicalize it. If there is anyone that you are going through, you can't really remember it again, don't forget that we are going to be sharing this recording in our YouTube channel. So you can as well go there and get all the information that you need. All right? On behalf of the WinTech team and myself and WinTech as a whole, we are saying a big thank you and have a wonderful night rest. Good night, everyone. Enjoy.